What up, teacups? It's your fairy Vlogmother, and welcome to a new game called What Would You Do If? This is kind of in the same vein as Would You Rather and Will You Press the Button, but it gives you 3 options instead of 2, so let's just jump right in. What would you do if you could transform into anything? Pull pranks on people? Use it for justice, or just personal use? I mean, this is really open-ended, like, transforming into anything, not just like any animal or any person, like anything at all. So that's interesting. I'm kind of like pulling pranks on people doesn't really appeal to me all that much because that's gonna get old pretty fast. So, I'm torn between use it for justice and personal use, but like what would I do with it for personal use? You know, like would I transform into someone who's really good at singing or is really beautiful and use that to get fame or whatever? And I don't know, like even if I transform into someone who has a great voice, that doesn't really mean I know how to use it. So I don't know, I don't think I could just magically go be like a celebrity superstar or whatever, because you kind of have to still have the skill even if you can look like them. So personal use probably would be difficult. I guess you could use it for justice, but I don't even know how you would begin to do that exactly. There's a bug flying around, so I'm gonna just pat it away. So I guess I'll just use it for justice because I really can't think of any other thing to do, and everybody else wants to use it for personal reasons. So okay, I'm in the minority there, but whatever. Next. What would you do if you encountered an alien? Try to kill it, try to reason with it, or just run the fuck away? I guess I would try to reason with it, and by reason with it I mean just like talk to it, because like if I just encountered an alien I'd just, you know, be like, oh, hello, what's up? Welcome to Earth, and, do you want nachos? Like, I don't know. They might not be here for a confrontational reason. I guess just reason with it, just say hello to the alien person and see how that there goes. And I am in the majority. Yeah, most of us would just say hi and offer nachos to the alien. If I could stop one disaster, my 9/11, the Columbine massacre, or my exam results. Hey, I did well in school, so that wasn't a disaster, but I do appreciate the humor there. But I'm gonna have to go with 9/11 just for the sheer body count on that one. Like, if you're gonna stop a disaster, like, let's make it count, and that one would make the biggest difference, so we'll go with that. And most people said that. There's a lot of people in the exam results camp, and I can understand that. That was cute, that was funny. I like that. What would you do if you had an alligator as a pet? Show it off and make money? There are people who have alligators as pets, like in places where it's legal and it doesn't really make them money. Make it eat all your enemies, or treat it like a cat. Where is the release it back into the wild where it fucking belongs option? Cause alligators should not be pets. That's just a bad idea. It's a bad idea, man. I guess I'd just treat it like a cat? Because I mean, showing it off is not gonna make you any money. Like it's an alligator. People know what they look like. If they want to see alligators, they can go to a zoo. So I guess just treat it like a cat. And I'm slightly in the majority, surprisingly. I figured more people would be in the first 2 options, but nope. Apparently we're all just down for giving those alligators the cuddles and, you know, all the kitty cat-like attention they can handle. What would you do if Megan Fox had a crush on you? Friend zone her, go out with her, or go straight to the friggin' bed with her? Well, I mean, personally I'm not into girls, so I guess I'd have to technically friend zone her. But maybe we could just go out and like have nachos or whatever, but I wouldn't want to lead her on either, so I guess, let's just go have a nice dinner, who cares? And sadly, I am not in the majority there, so boo on you, everybody in the option 3 camp. Let's see. You woke up on the Titanic. What would you do if you woke up on the Titanic just as it leaves the bay? Try to convince the crew it's gonna sink, sneak away in a lifeboat, or find Rose? Jeez, well, Rose is taken, so that's not gonna help. I guess try to convince the crew. Convincing them that it's gonna sink isn't really gonna help. I mean, I guess what you could do is just hang out in like the captain's quarters by the helm and like keep an eye out, because you know that there's gonna be an iceberg coming and you're not gonna be likely to convince anyone that that's gonna happen, so you could probably just like hang out there and then just steer the boat away from the iceberg yourself and then save everybody and they would be none the wiser. That's probably the best solution. But since I'm unlikely to convince anybody that it's gonna sink, I think I would, you know, and since it doesn't give me the option to just steer it away from the iceberg myself, I guess I'd just sneak off in a lifeboat, but that feels kind of douchey. But I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, you know, they don't give you the option to actually save anybody, and trying to convince everybody that it's gonna sink isn't gonna work, so I guess just get in the lifeboat. and I am slightly in the majority. There we go. Alright, not bad, not bad. But yeah, I mean, it would be best if you could just stay in the, for lack of better words, cockpit, and just, you know, avoid the iceberg yourself, because, like, why should you convince someone else that it's gonna happen when you know it's gonna happen? So all you really need to do is just be in that cockpit at the helm at the right time, and boom, you're a hero and nobody even knows it. You're a secret hero. It's awesome. It's the best kind of hero. Let's see. What would you do if you were able to travel back in time and attend a live concert from one of these bands? Jimi Hendrix, Joy Division, or Nirvana? I listen to none of these people and I don't even know who the Joy Division is. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they'd all be fun. I just don't really listen to anybody on this list. I don't listen to a whole lot of music. I just listen to it in the car sometimes on my way to work. So I guess I'd pick... Well, I don't know who the Joy Division is, so I guess I'd go to theirs just to see who the hell they are. So I'll pick them. And I'm in the vast minority, but I'm figuring out who the fuck they is. I'm on a recon mission to learn about bands I've never heard of. Let's see. What would you do if you woke up in a Russian spaceship in orbit around Earth? Houston, we've got a problem. St. Petersburg, we have a problem. Let's see. Try to visit the moon or try to actually re-enter and land safely. Well, I mean, assuming that Houston, we've got a problem means that you would call ground control and be like, hey, so I'm an untrained civilian and I need to get the hell out of here. Like, enemies or not, I feel like the Russians would still be like, yeah, let's get you the hell out of there. We don't want you in our spacecraft. But also, they would probably try to, like, arrest you because they would assume that you got on there for nefarious reasons. So I guess maybe trying to actually re-enter and land safely is best to just do it on your own, because then you could hopefully land on American soil, or you could land somewhere where they're not going to try to arrest you, and you could just go from there. So yeah, let's re-enter and land safely. Fairly even split. Most people, like Houston, we've got a problem. That option is a little weird because it doesn't necessarily imply that you're going to call ground control or not. It just is just kind of a joke. So I'm not really sure where they were going with that one. Okay, what would you do if you could go 10 minutes back in time and talk to yourself for 30 seconds? Try to not be really awkward about it. Tell yourself to stop procrastinating, mess up time and space. I mean, what would I say to myself 10 minutes ago? I was putting my makeup on. I don't really have anything to say to myself 10 minutes ago. So, and I wasn't really procrastinating 10 minutes ago. I was putting my makeup on so that I could film. So I guess try to not be awkward about it? I guess? It kind of just depends on what you were doing 10 minutes ago, you know? Or what you need to say. Let's see. What would you do if you suddenly got superpowers? Fight crime, commit crime, or use it for personal use? Probably fight crime. I'm boring and vanilla like that. Why is everybody picking personal use? Personal use is so vague, like it doesn't really... And it also doesn't tell you what powers you have. Like, there's a lot of factors at play here, guys. I need more deets to make a good decision. What would you do if you could read everyone's minds for a day? Find a duck and learn from it. Hide or blast disturbing mental images in crowds. Ew, well, it says you can read minds. It doesn't say that you can project your thoughts into their heads. Find a duck and learn from it. You know what? That's better than hiding or being a dick and blasting bad mental images to people in crowds. So yeah, let's just talk to the frickin' duck, man. See the mind of a duck. Let's do that. Let's see. What would you do if you started pissing yourself at work? Pretend to faint, find a plastic cup, or piss at your stuff and flip off your boss? I guess I would pretend to faint, because then they would assume that I was having a seizure and you could maybe like recover from that a little bit. So I'm gonna go with pretend to faint. I'm gonna be a big lying liarson and try to play this off. Find a plastic cup. I mean, I guess to like stop it from getting everywhere, but I mean, they're still gonna wonder why the hell you were peeing yourself in the first place. I don't know. I don't know, guys. What would you do if your cousin wanted to have sex with you? Gross. Okay, options are do it in secret, don't do it but everyone would think you did, buy a pickup, marry him or her, and get 8 children. I'm gonna go with don't do it because I don't give a shit what everyone thinks I did. I don't want to do that. That's disgusting. Hell no. Do it in secret is the main one that people would pick? Gross. Like, are the only people who are taking this quiz from Alabama? Okay, because that's disgusting. That is disgusting. No thank you. That is gross. What would you do if you suddenly turned into a surgeon during a surgery? Oh. I'd tell the truth, because otherwise, y'all gonna die. I mean, I'm not gonna try to make this work and probably get somebody killed. I'll just tell the freaking truth. What the hell? Thank you, I'm slightly in the majority. The people taking this particular quiz were a bit more logical than the last one. Ugh. Okay. What would you do if you got sent back to the 1500s with $100 worth of items to bring with you? What do you bring? $100 worth of penicillin, textbooks about the era, or $100 worth of gold? Well, I'm in the 1500s and I'm a lady, so that already puts me at a disadvantage. The textbooks aren't really going to help me because nobody's going to listen to me anyway, so even if I learned what was going on, it's not really going to help. $100 worth of penicillin would probably help me save people, but they wouldn't know what it is, so they probably wouldn't let me use it on them unless I like snuck into a hospital and just started injecting people. But even then, I don't know how to inject people with penicillin, and I don't know the proper way to use that, and if it's going to help. Like, I mean, I know that penicillin will help a lot of different things, but I'm not a medical professional. Like, I wouldn't know how to use it properly. So, I'm gonna go with $100 worth of gold, because the exchange rate would be ridiculous, and I would probably, like, you know, with inflation and whatnot, so I would probably be rich as hell, and then I might actually be able to get some stuff done. Because, as a lady, they're only gonna listen to you if you got the money. You know, I mean, 1500s, not the most gender equal kind of times. So I'm gonna go with the gold because that's the most versatile option. Let's see. What would you do if you shit every time you sit down? Stink all day, never sit down, or constant? I'm just never sitting down, bro. I'm just gonna stand all the time. And then only sit down when I want to shit. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Next question. What would you do if you became a god? Incinerate the world, drink an endless supply of beer, or fight Hades? It doesn't really tell you what pantheon you're in. So we don't even know if Hades is in on this. Where is fix all the shit? Because that's what I would do. I would fix all the shit. I would make it better and stuff. But that's not an option, so I guess I'm drinking beer because I have no interest in fighting Hades. Because we don't even know if he's like an option in this particular pantheon. I'm not incinerating the world, so I guess I'm drinking beer, y'all. Guess I'm drinking beer. I don't even know. Let's see. What would you do if you got the opportunity to visit space? Have an orgasm in space, moonwalk like Michael Jackson on the moon, or sing Life on Mars? I'm singing Life on Mars on Mars. I like the irony of that. So, I'm one of the few people who is gonna do that, but I like the irony of that option. That one's cute. And it would be the second song that was sung in space because the first one that was done on Mars was whenever, I think one of the rovers, I think it's Opportunity, but whenever one of the Mars rovers has their birthday, they play the Happy Birthday song, so that's the first song that was played on another planet, but I would like to do the first song sung on that planet, and I think it would be really funny if it was Life on Mars. That'd be kind of cute. Okay, last one. Oh, well we already did this one, so let's do one more. What would you do if you had $1.2 trillion? Buy Apple, buy Mark, I'm buying YouTube. Because that's my favorite, and so I would buy YouTube and it would be awesome and I would be ridiculously rich. And yeah, I'm buying YouTube. So there you go, not a bad last question. If you guys had any perspectives on any of these options, you should totally leave your perspectives and thoughts and whatnot down in the comments for me to read and be enlightened by. Also, there's a poll just for you in the comments in the description below. I get English real good today, so maybe check that out, and thank you so much for watching, and if you do check out the poll in the description below or leave me a comment, who knows, maybe your wish might get granted or some shit. Toodles!